Hi everybody, Landyn here. Welcome to my kitchen. I know what you're thinking. You're going to say, is this another video about atomic habits? Unfortunately, no. We're going to get back to that, but I just was working on something I thought you guys might be interested in. The last time that I did a video, I talked about this, my OpenSea leather wallet. It's the topsider. As you can see, it's patining nicely. It's doing all the things that I thought it would do. It's very nice. Oh, and for your information, I said last time it fits full-size bills. Yes, that is true. It does. So that got me thinking. I bought recently a new tool bag. Let me show you. This guy right here. That is a Vito Pro Pack TPB3. I think that is TP3B. That's the one. Again, on my day job, I work as an electrician. Okay, I work in industrial. I do a lot of motor controls, a lot of conveyors, robotics, that sort of thing. A lot of the times when I'm doing control work, I carry a small pouch like this. That's a Holstery Joey. I think that's the Joey Pro actually. Let's pick these guys up. The Knipex flush cuts, Knipex, sorry, they're necessary for my job. But I need to carry more tools on me, and I find that when I'm carrying, Cobras of various sizes, several different screwdrivers, I've got my strippers here, I got sockets, my tape, everything that I need, a level, right? My impact. I can't do that all with this tiny little pouch. This is good for control drivers, maybe a socket extension, some zip ties, my Knipex, stuff like that, right? I needed to find a way to get more on me without overloading myself. Now, I ended up going with this because it is pretty light and it's large enough to fit what I need to without giving me the ability to overload it. But I found an issue. I bought a belt, the Klein work belt that goes with it, and it's really hard to feed through. And I don't necessarily always want to have this bag attached to a belt. Now it comes with a handle. I currently have it disconnected. But this is a Diamondback Solo X, in case you're wondering. This is a drill holster. This is all Velcro. I can rip this apart and slide it in and out of the belt as I want. The TP3B by Vito, no such adjustability. Again, great pouch, but that's a solid piece of leather. It does, however, have a clip. If I clip it to my work belt though, which rides around here, that leather piece sits up here and I'm T-Rex arming for all my tools. I don't like that. So what's the solution? Well, Holstery, again, the guys who make this pouch have a product. I think it's called the Low Boy. It's made for dropping your pouch down low. And I thought about buying one. Nowhere in the Greater Toronto area here in Canada, in Ontario, has any stock. So that got me thinking. I said, what would it take for me to do something like that for myself? And then I thought about what I had with OpenSea leather. And I said, could I make something? So I thought I'd give it a shot. What I did, and the reason why this video is here, why I'm recording right now, is I went to a local leather store. This is a big strip of leather. It was like 50 bucks. Canadian. So it's like 30 American, just for you Americans who are watching. And I cut a bit off. At the leather store, I found some Chicago screws and a belt clip. I'm not going to clip it to my belt right now, but I will clip it to my pocket, just as a show. I don't want to clip it to this belt. This ain't a work belt. This one is though, and we're going to see if it has any trouble with that, right? Boom, right up there. Fits nicely. No overhang. What I'm going to do with this is on the back, I've kind of drawn a design of where I'm going to cut. So I'm going to cut this piece of leather out, the profile that's given here, and then in the mail currently, you gotta love Amazon for some things. I've got essentially a driver holster that's gonna come and mount here through more Chicago screws. Once I mount that driver holster, I'm gonna cut this whole thing out and finish it. Keep in mind, I'm not a leather worker. I don't know what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever touched leather. But I think it's very interesting to be able to look at something and say, I have a need for that. And then go and try and make that thing on your own, which is what I'm doing here. And again, I think it's all thanks to this piece of leather right here. This one piece Butero leather from Open Sea Leather, this wallet, inspired me to try and get my hands dirty with this piece of leather and that piece of leather in making a custom solution for my own tooling needs. Again, the other clip that I'm going to use to make this is in the mail and it's going to arrive tomorrow. But I'll definitely be interested in keeping you all up to date in what actually happens with this, how it ends up looking, how it ends up working. So a few of the things that I had to pick up with the leather, I had to pick up the leather itself, a snap anvil, because I also bought some snaps, button snaps, like, you know, like your jeans snap, and some Chicago screws. I went with the antique brass because I kind of like that look. I grabbed a leather punch. This is a multi-size punch, so just find the right size for the hole you want to make. And I picked up a snap punch. This is so that you can fold over the steel or the metal, I don't know if it's actually steel or not, on your snap buttons. But basically, those few tools all came out to, I don't know, $100, which for me to order in a lowboy from Holstery down in Idaho, between the cost of the product itself, the shipping, and then the duties or tariffs that get associated with that when it comes across the border, I'm looking at probably over $100 anyway. Because when I bought this, the Open Sea Leather topsider, I'm sorry if you guys can hear that, my little guy's got a cough. He's napping right now, but he's had a pretty bad cough for the last couple days. He had a fever the other day, so he's not having the greatest time. It's almost time to wake him up too. But I digress. So when I ordered this Open Sea Leather wallet, the topsider here, it cost, I think, $60 Canadian to order. It was another $30 in shipping, I think. And then when it got to the border, I got a text message saying, like, hey, by the way, there's like $36 duty on this. And I said, well, I mean, it's too late now. Like, what am I going to do? Tell them to send it back? No, obviously not. But I know that the same thing is going to happen for the lowboy. And the lowboy really isn't going to get me anywhere. It's actually a pretty neat product. I advise, like, any of you guys who are interested in it, go check it out because they have a good concept. I actually like Holstery's stuff in general, which is why I have the Joey Pro pouch. And it works fantastic. I'm definitely not going to stop using that pouch. But as I was saying, my reasoning there was, so I like leather, and trying to build a custom solution for my needs does two things, three things potentially. It allows me to begin turning an interest that I have into a skill building hobby, or it allows me to begin turning an interest into a skill set. It also allows me to create a custom solution that meets my needs without having to outsource it to somebody out of country, right? Because I have not found any other solutions for what I want that would do what I want other than Holstery's lowboy. So I guess if you can't beat them, join them, right? In your own way. That's the key. And then thirdly, it also opens the door to future projects that are, you know, involved in leatherworking. And if people are interested in the product that I'm actually making right here, the project that I'm actually working on, like I got coworkers who may want to do the same thing, and they can come to me and say, hey, can you make me one? And then I could actually recoup my my cost here. You know, obviously I'm not interested in gouging the crap out of my friends and family, anybody who really wants something like this. If it ends up looking okay, I don't know yet, because again, I'm not a leather worker, right? But it would allow me to kind of turn this skill into a potentially marketable product and allow me to even at some point make money on it, which is always cool. And I think that it's important to take the hobbies or interests that you have and integrate them into the needs that you see for yourself and for others. And I think there's a saying, what is it? Necessity is the mother of all invention. And not to say that this is some groundbreaking invention, but it definitely allows me to solve a necessary problem that I saw in my own life. Now, with that said, I have plenty of leather left over, and I want to try doing a different version of this as well. So as you can see, this one's just got the belt clip Chicago screwed through the leather, but I want to make a second one, and this is why I have the snaps. I know overkill, I'd buy like 10 packs, but whatever. I want to replace this with a version that would slide up under the belt like this, and then fold over and snap in place. Kind of like that. I know that back in the day, Vito used to have, maybe they still do, they used to make pouches like the MP1s and MP2s, I think. Some of the older versions of the lighter ones, they would actually have a system like that, where before they started going magnetic and clip-on, they would use a kind of leather strap and snap kind of hanger. And again, a friend of mine has one. The same guy who introduced me to leather wallets in general, like proper leather wallets, and he enjoys it. He loves it. But anyways, that's enough rambling for today. I just wanted to get on. I wanted to show you what I've been working on. I wanted to show you that I'm not just neglecting kind of uploading to YouTube. I do actually have things going on in my life. And I know at the end of last year, I was saying like, I need to get a schedule going. I need to start getting videos out. I need to start working on editing. I need to do all this stuff. But, you know, as somebody who has plenty of, you know, work to do and priorities and a family and all that stuff, it is difficult for me to try and prioritize something like filming, even though like I desperately want to. I've got a lot of things to figure out before I can align that, I think. But I'm still going to keep working on it. I'm going to do what I can to make posts that are interesting and engaging, either with regards to the books that I'm reading, like Atomic Habits, which I have read chapter 10. We will get there eventually. But we're not there yet, obviously, hence this. But I also want to keep you guys updated on, you know, things that I'm working on, things that interest me, things that I think could benefit myself and you. Look at that, it's like nice and even. Myself and you potentially, you know, and show that, hey, like, people have lives, right? People have things going on. Anyway, that's all for today. I'm going to finish making my eggs. You can see there's a pot on my stove. That's my hard-boiled eggs for lunches during this week. And then I'm going to get my son up, and we're going to spend the evening kind of prepping for Sunday. That's it for now. I hope I can get you guys updated on this. like very shortly, because I'd like to have this project done like, I don't know, tomorrow night. If I get that clip tomorrow, like I might just put it on tomorrow night and then trim this and just be done and be really happy, because I really want to have this completed so I can wear it. We're gonna get there. But anyway, I'll keep you guys updated as it goes, and I'll also keep you guys updated on the patina as this wallet ages. You can kind of see the darkening brown. You get a little bit of black here. That's the dirt and soot from my work. I'm not a huge fan of the black soot, just because I don't know what it's gonna do to the leather, but it is what it is, right? It comes with the territory of the kind of job that I have and the life that I live. Keep in mind, I also wear black all the time, so there could be some dye rubbing off there. But as it stands, I'll catch you all soon. Thanks for watching. If you know anything about leather, because I don't, if you're interested in what I'm doing here, if you're interested in seeing more projects and less book-related stuff, and if you're interested in the scenery behind us as opposed to my very plain basement office room, it's not even an office, let's be honest, it's a storage room on the far side of the camera, then let me know. And you know, I'm always looking to, you know, be engaging and kind of want to work with anybody who watches any of my things to get better. So we'll talk to you all soon. I hope you all have a great weekend and be safe. Thanks. Bye.